It may look like a typical destruction, but these crops and trees were planted by the residents in Katojo wetland system in Mbarara municipality. The wetland was degraded and nearly driven to extinction.
2 years ago, people started to encroach on it by putting in agricultural crops, by putting in drainage channels, and also planting exotic trees, especially eucalyptus.
This activity was done to help restore the wetland.
The water sources have dried, and people have continued making outcry to the office that we need to conserve our water, especially for livestock.
This dam is an important source of water for the people living here, for their animals and households. But it's also the tributary for this wetland, and that means if it finally dries, it will have a big challenge on this community, which is water stressed since it lies in the cattle corridor. After being denied a request to harvest their crops, they watch on helplessly as their crops were razed to the ground. The District Natural Resources Officer, Chekonias Musingwire, says the residents were informed about the eviction twice last year.
They normally take government as the one which normally communicates, and it does not act.
Musingwire, however, blames some local council officials for misleading the residents.
The community members are really happy with the operation, only to be confused by the degraders, and for us, we are not interested in one person victimizing 200 or 2,000 community members.
He says authorities have now decided to use eviction instead of court order to avoid delays.
Then for you who perceive that this wetland is your main land, you will be the one to take government in what? In court.
So, in a few months and with no disturbance, this area could resemble something like this.
And the good thing with it, the seed for this wetland vegetation are within the water. So the moment you cross the drainage channel, you allow flooding, the natural regeneration of the wetland comes up.
Perhaps residents of Katojo can learn from those living near Nyakavo wetland system in Masharuka sub-county in Shema district. A similar exercise was done here in March last year following massive degradation of the wetland.
There was many cows here. So when this group of environment came here, they told us to leave this area. And we obeyed them.
As a result, activities like fishing and harvesting of papyrus reeds have shot up in the area.
But now people are trapping mudfish. People are rich, are becoming rich now. They have money. But at first, even the rain was not rain at that time.
Nyakavu wetland system, which is 118 acres, is a major tributary of River Ruizi.
The vegetation has come up, the hydrology has improved, and now even the biodiversity has come up, and people are now benefiting from the water that has come.
Wetlands cover about 13% of Uganda's land surface, but are under pressure from developers and settlers, despite prohibitions on such activities without permission. In western Uganda, more wetlands are being encroached on as the need for fresh land grows due to poor land surface in some areas as a result of cattle keeping. Following the conservation, these people have learned an invaluable lesson in conservation. Moses Akena, NTV, Nature Files.
In the basket, they normally put in some of the